If you follow the news, in the last few months of 2023, more and more reports have come out involving UFOs.
A Pentagon report is detailing a dramatic increase in UFO sightings, more than 350 since 2021.
A Pentagon official revealed today that the US government is investigating more than 600 potential UFO sightings.
After a frightening encounter with what they claim were large, non-human creatures right in their own backyard.
Airforce veteran David Grush told News Nation exclusively earlier this month that a top-secret military program is in possession of UFOs of non-human origin.
Now, as long as Area 51 has existed, US government has always denied the existence of UFOs. अगर आपको Area 51 के बारे में नहीं पता, Area 51 is actually a US military facility found in the middle of a desert, miles away from any cities. People are not even allowed to go inside the facility. Even roaming around the area is considered as trespassing. Area 51 is on the largest government-controlled land in America, the Nevada Test and Training Range, and this area is spread over more than 12,000 square kilometers. But ऐसा क्या है उधर कि किसी को घुसना ही allowed नहीं है? In simple words, Area 51 is rumored to research on alien technology and reverse engineer that alien technology. Basically, वो लोग alien और UFOs पे research करते हैं to understand their technology.
Since the late 1940s, Americans have been fascinated by a mysterious region in Nevada known as Area 51, as well as the much talked about and long rumored UFO crash in Roswell, New Mexico.
Some 80 miles northwest of Las Vegas lies the most talked about top-secret military base in America, Area 51.
UFOs were once regarded as just conspiracy theories, but now UFOs are widely reported by the media because it has become very clear now that existence of UFOs are very real. Even NASA has actually created a committee to examine over 800 reports of UFOs, and they are expected to release an official statement by the end of July. Can you believe it? NASA, the biggest space research organization in the world, is researching on UFOs. So obviously ये कोई मजाक तो नहीं होगा. And it doesn't even stop there. Even the Pentagon has confirmed the existence of UFOs. If you don't know what Pentagon is, it is a headquarters of Department of Defense of United States, including 3 military services: Army, Navy and Air Force. Louis Elizondo, a former Pentagon official chief of a government-funded UFO program, stated that
the mission of ATIP was quite simple. It was to collect and analyze information involving anomalous aerial vehicles. What I guess in the vernacular you call them UFOs. The question is, what is it? What are its intentions? What are its capabilities?
And USA is not alone. There has been plenty of UFO sightings all over the world. India में भी काफी sightings report की गई है. Locals have reported them in places like Pune, Kerala, even Ladakh. But unlike America, we are not spending money to investigate them. इसलिए mostly हमारे common public को ज़्यादा idea नहीं है सब के बारे में. And don't worry, this is not some clickbait video. मैं आपको कोई random video दिखा के ये नहीं बोलने वाला कि ध्यान से देखिए इस UFO को, क्या जादू सच में हमारे बीच आने वाला है. नहीं, मैं सब बिल्कुल नहीं करने वाला. I'm gonna show you real data, real evidence and officially released articles by government entities like NASA and Pentagon. क्योंकि मुझे लगता है aliens को लेके बहुत बकवास है इंटरनेट पे. लोगों ने एक scientific entity को मजाक बना के रख दिया है और मुझे कैमरा के सामने आके और एक बकवास वीडियो बनाने का कोई शौक नहीं है. So today, all I'm looking at is hundreds of evidence-based sightings of UFOs. Which brings us to the question, what is going on? What is US government trying to cover up for the last 70 years? And what is NASA going to release in public about UFOs? And even more importantly, why is all this happening now? Because there has been some recent revelations that could potentially shake the foundation of our understanding of life and existence. Recently on April 30th on 2023, an unthinkable incident happened in Las Vegas. It all began with a 911 call from a family who reported seeing 2 large figures in their backyard. The figures were described as being 8 to 10 feet tall with large eyes.
There's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and it's looking at us, and it's still there.
Someone calls 911 reporting 2 large figures in their backyard.
No, I'm still nervous right now.
The 8 News Now investigators obtaining another officer's video as he's sent to the Northwest Valley home.
I have butterflies, bro. Everyone saw a shooting star, then these people say there's aliens in their backyard.
The police officer on the duty also reported seeing something unusual in the sky that night. The police body cam footage directly shows a bright light moving unusually in the sky. However, this story wasn't just some random UFO sighting. This story led the US government to admit the existence of UFOs. Even NASA released an official report on this. And just days after this incident, a 36-year-old Air Force veteran named David Grush exposed a top secret military program. He said that US government has recovered wreckage from a fully intact UFO.
These are retrieving non-human origin technical vehicles, call it spacecraft if you will, non-human, exotic origin vehicles that have either landed or crashed.
Do we have bodies? Do we have species of
Well,
non-human?
naturally, when you recover something that's either landed or crashed, sometimes you encounter dead pilots. And believe it or not, as fantastical as that sounds, it's true.
And this isn't just some broken satellite or a fragment of aircraft. These are completely undamaged vehicles. अब तुम बोलोगे न्यूज़ में आके कोई कुछ भी बोल सकता है. But this isn't just some random guy. ये कोई ऐरा गैरा बंदा नहीं है. This man has high credentials that are worth taking seriously. He's a 36-year-old combat veteran of Afghanistan. He was a member of the Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon Task Force, a program run by the Office of Naval Intelligence to investigate UFO sightings from 2019 to 2021. He served on the task force as the representative of the National Renaissance Office. This is considered one of the top 5 US intelligence agencies. Since this happened, US government has gone crazy about UFOs, that there is a possibility that we are not alone in the universe, that there are truly other forms of intelligence out there, perhaps more advanced than us. And these strange occurrences are happening so much that it is impossible to ignore, and the US government has realized that they can't keep the secret anymore. With more and more government officials coming out, more and more people reporting the strange occurrences, the US government is now panicking, so much so that they had to release an official statement on the matter.
Since the early 2000s, we have seen an increasing number of unauthorized and or unidentified aircraft or objects in military-controlled training areas and training ranges and other designated airspace. Reports of sightings are frequent and continuing.
And recently, the US Department of Defense has released several classified videos showing encounters between US military aircrafts and UFOs. These are not just some typical grainy videos. They are captured by advanced infrared sensors and radar tracking systems, showing objects moving in ways that seem to defy our current understanding of physics. I mean, these objects aren't just moving fast. They're showing behavior that can't be explained using our current existing knowledge of physics or aerodynamics, anything. These objects are showing hypersonic speeds and even cloaking abilities that can't be explained by science. And there are hundreds of UFO sightings shown by Navy officers in the recent years. And a lot of Navy pilots have even come out saying interesting things.
The first time we visually saw one, the object was directly at what we call the entry point of the area. There were 2 aircraft from my squadron, VFA 11, and they flew, took off as a flight of 2. That means they're essentially flying in a formation like this. And as they hit the area, one of these objects went right between the aircraft. The lead air crew saw the object, and he was just sitting there saying, "Hey, I almost hit one of those damn things." And we all knew what he was referring to, even though we didn't necessarily have a name for it, just because we were seeing these so much. And he described it. He described it just as a black or dark gray cube, and that cube was inside of a clear or translucent sphere.
Let me tell you the most infamous Navy incident. It was November 2004 and the US Carrier Strike Group was doing a regular training. The advanced new radar on a nearby ship detected what operators called multiple anomalous aerial vehicles, and the pilot officers were ordered to investigate.
I said, "Dude, do you see that thing down there?" And we saw this little white tic-tac looking object, and it's just kind of moving above the whitewater area.
Do you ever drop your phone and it sort of bounces off the countertop and then bounces off something else, and it's sort of like no predictable movement, no predictable trajectory?
Yeah.
It was just
like a ping pong ball.
No acceleration.
Very, very random.
Acceleration.
The pilots described the object as ping pong ball, and just imagine a pilot who has been flying aeroplanes all his life said that with the current technology we have, it's impossible to make these kind of random movements in the air.
The tic-tac still pointing north-south, it goes and just turns abruptly and starts mirroring me. So as I'm coming down, it starts coming up. So I go like this, and it's climbing still. When it gets right in front of me, it just disappears.
And in seconds, they found the target 60 miles away. Can you imagine 60 miles in seconds? Later, another flight crew encountered what they believed to be the same object and took a video with the infrared cameras.
Roger. There's troubleshooting. Did you box moving target? No, I took an auto track. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, dude. Wow.
This is Christopher Miller, who served as the Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for Intelligence for presidents like Clinton and George W. Bush. Let's see what he has to say about this incident.
I've talked to some of the radar operators who observe that. Then the acceleration is far beyond anything that we're capable of. Nothing near the degree of acceleration that has been observed in some of these cases. There's nothing we could build that would be strong enough to endure that amount of force and acceleration.
And a very famous recent incident happened in 2021, where a Navy pilot was filming out his window with a phone and caught this.
The pilot does us the favor of showing his altimeter, and we can see that he's flying around 30,000 feet in altitude.
The pilot then points his camera phone out of the cockpit window, and watch this as he zooms in. A metallic-looking object, a polyhedron of some sort, whizzes by in a straight line.
And the Navy intelligence actually gave an official statement on this sighting to the Congress.
What you see here is aircraft that is operating in a U.S. Navy training range that has observed spherical object in that area. And as they fly by it, they take a video. You see it looks reflective in this video, somewhat reflective, and it quickly passes by the cockpit of the aircraft.
And is this one of the phenomena that we can't explain?
I do not have an explanation for what this specific object is.
These video and images were shot by Navy pilots on duty and have been confirmed to be authentic by the US government itself. And the government and Pentagon were forced to take these UFO sightings more seriously because obviously this is a threat to national security. Look, a country like United States, उनको सब कुछ पता होता है, उनका very strict rules होता है कि उनके airspace में कौन सा airplane कब fly करता है. And if they don't have any idea what these things are, this is pretty serious.
We know that our service members have encountered unidentified aerial phenomena. And because UAPs pose potential flight safety and general security risk, we are committed to a focused effort to determine their origins. We are establishing an office within the Office of the Secretary of Defense. That office's function is clear: to facilitate the identification of previously unknown or unidentified airborne objects in a methodical, logical, and standardized manner.
This is where I get pretty excited about the potential here, because look, this is a very high level person from the US military talking about this, and I'm waiting for the report NASA is going to release next month. With more and more incidents coming out, it's becoming harder and harder for the US government to deny the existence of UFOs. These recent incidents validate that US government has been hiding about UFOs for many decades. And they can't keep these secrets hidden from the public anymore. And I will link all the official reports and government statements in the description below for you guys. Whether anything major comes up in the upcoming years or not, we'll keep talking about more scientific topics like this. Like this video and subscribe to the channel if you're a science geek. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.